As we enter 2026, today I wanted to reflect on how far we've come on the Battle Mage and share some future goals. If you'd like to share your progress and goals, feel free to leave a comment below. That being said, this was my MapleStory in 2025. So, this character was made on January 28th during an item and hyper burning event. On the March 13th, I soloed Hard Lotus for the first time and got my first Black Heart. On April 24th, I got my first eye patch. On June 6th, I got my first spellbook. And it's funny because months ago, there was an unintended increase to boss drops for 1 day after maintenance. So I'm pretty sure without that bug, I would not have gotten this book. On July 3rd, I got my first badge. We were being carried by my friend, and I think this dropped on the 3rd or 4th run. A week later, I got a Zerk, which we tapped right after we got it, and it was fortunate to go to 21 without booming. 5 days before my birthday, on August 14th, I got an ET. The next day, we got a Saren emblem from being carried by that same friend who carried us in Black Mage. I remember trying to blue dot with around 45 mil CP, and yeah, that was terrible. Carries were smoother when I came back with 60 mil CP though. And of course, we were being carried throughout the C10 bosses, and I did manage to see a CFE and Source during this time, but unfortunately those went to the carry. So the only pitched items I haven't seen are the TC and Dreamy Belt, which if you think about it, is pretty insane that I technically saw every pitched item within my first year. For the first 3 or 4 months, I was strictly a daily story player until I got at least level 20 Soul Janice around 270, and that's when I started to farm more. Janice was the first Hexa skill I maxed, I think followed by Origin, and then M1. My thought process at the time was that if I use it most, it's getting maxed. So currently I'm 346 mil CP with event buffs and FAMs, and looking at my current equips, we're pretty much full 22 stars except for the Zerk, and for the most part, I have fake 3-line stats on everything else. So what's next? Our immediate goal is to hit 290. With how good this current Twin Tuna event is, we should be hitting 290 by the end of January or early February, realistically. A second goal is to learn Baldrix, Adversary, and other bosses releasing this year so we can work on transitioning from Arcanes to Eternals. Next, I'd like to get at least 7 set pitched because we already have 2 of the 3 pieces in hand, so hopefully a TC drops soon. Then we need to max our Hexa nodes. I've been using the Maple Scouter's Hexa efficiency guide to optimize our frags because yeah, frags in Reboot suck ass. And our last goal is to simply enjoy the process. I've enjoyed logging on and making gradual progress each day since, and honestly, I don't really feel burned out at this point. Other than that, y'all, again, feel free to share your progress. And yeah, cheers to 2026, and I'll see y'all around.